It's a picture of this guy's. I'm gonna wait for the podcast. My name is Jet, and I love penis. My name is penis.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that works.
You'll figure it out. What up? What up?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh! Alright, welcome to episode 2.
Cold ones.
Cold ones.
At Jets.
Cold ones at Jets.
Cheers. Today, Zach will be guessing the beer because it's my house.
Whoa.
Oh, was right.
Beer? It's a beer? Yeah. It smelled like it.
He's good.
Alright.
Thoughts?
It's light. It's definitely light. It's good.
It's good, right? Traditionally, you're supposed to put a lime in them. It's not a Corona. But I didn't have any limes.
Is it a lager?
No. We have a mandarin tree out back, but I figured that wouldn't quite work as well.
Compared to a lime? Yeah. Not quite the same animal or fruit.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Episode 2 begins. Or technically I cut episode 1 into 3 pieces.
Episode 2 or 4 begin.
Depending on how you like to use your numbers. Episode 2 or 4. Alrighty, Jet.
So what are we talking about today?
This is what we're starting with. Can you read that at the top? It says, that's frustrating. And it's this picture. Can you guess what this guy's frustrated about?
Because he can't flex that he got that King Ranch. Am I right?
100%.
Also, has he heard of scissors or a razor blade? Just cut that shit off.
Excuse me.
There it is. And so it begins.
Dude, I burped too much. Yeah, you're correct. And so that's why I thought this would actually be a good one. A few of these posts are going to be educational for our viewers.
Okay.
Couple sips in, slurring my words.
Yeah, it's like a 4.5% beer, so.
This will be educational. So you were correct, and I had to read into the comments and wait for this guy to find this guy's answer to know what he was talking about. But he is mad that his brand new WeatherTechs cover up
his King Ranch sign.
Half of the King Ranch logo.
Of course.
But
it's a $100,000 truck.
I mean, yeah, it is expensive, and he did understand a little bit of how ridiculous it was. He's like, yeah, it's covering it up, but, there are 87 more King Ranch logos on the truck, so it's not a big deal.
It's like if you bought, Lamborghini, you got some WeatherTech floor mats, and you open your door, and it just says, Geenie.
Eenie.
Eenie.
Eenie. Because then you got to pronounce it differently.
Yeah.
Yes, this guy is mad about his thing being covered. And I was reading the comments, and someone was like, hey, you should look on the back and just cut it. Usually there's a line on them. And then this guy commented back and was like, this is why I love Reddit. There's a line and perforated to make it easy to cut on. And it made me think of Mercedes. If you've ever put floor mats in aftermarket for the customer, they come with a giant strip of rubber on the top that's sole purpose is to hang it on the rack. And it's where it attaches to the hanger.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many of those left on floor mats in cars, and it really annoys me for some reason. Part of why it annoys me so much is because that strip is an inch thick, and it literally has 2 pictures of scissors on it. Because you're supposed to cut it off.
Yeah.
So that's why it bothers me. And it has a perforated line, just like this guy was saying.
Yeah, and I mean, shit like this, dude, even without the perforated line, you don't have to be a car person to be like, I could just cut that off.
Razor blade it.
Yeah.
Instead of going to Reddit or all he had to do is flip it over to see.
I think this is just
unless he had someone else put it in for him, maybe.
All this is he wanted to flex his King Ranch.
Yeah, true.
He's like, how do I post a picture specifically being look at my King Ranch without being look at my King Ranch?
Now it's just a salad covered in ranch.
Stupid.
Whoa! This one's
Taurus party.
This one's gonna be quick. Those are Tauruses, but they're Taurus SHOs. You ever heard of those bad boys?
I just see V8 in the title.
Yeah, so apparently they have a little tiny baby V8 in them, and I'm pretty sure these are super rare. Because I had an 89 Taurus, which is the body style before this, and I remember reading about the shows, and they're the sporty Taurus, which is already a funny thing to say.
Yeah.
And
but a V8, dude?
Apparently they came with a tiny V8. I didn't know that until I saw this post. Apparently that's a thing.
one in front of it too? Is that 3 of them?
Yeah, that's why he says. Yeah, this guy says
three,
my
okay.
3 V8 shows I might have a problem.
Jesus. Also, I just want to say the hatchback version of that Taurus body style is my all-time, I think, ugliest car. Like, ugliest reasonable car. I think that the hatchback version of the Taurus from that generation is the ugliest car ever made.
So you've never seen a Subaru Tribeca or a Pontiac Aztek?
Pontiac Aztek or the Fiat Multipla, those are actually the ugliest car.
Oh,
They didn't come to the States.
There's some words I don't understand in this post, but I thought this might be a good educational one.
Left is near side. Right is offside. Are we talking football? Like, what is...
I don't know. Yeah, so the post says, mechanic told me left is near side, right is offside. Are these tires in the correct direction? And it's a very poorly lit photo of 2 tires and wheels standing with a photo.
This is like
above.
like murdery vibes, this photo. Like, if this was of anything besides tires, I'd be like concerned. You want to zoom in on those tires there?
So the tread pattern is a little interesting. I just thought this might be educational because I feel like nowadays, if you're trying to figure out which direction a tire is supposed to go, you can't look at tread pattern. Like, tread patterns can get so crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You need to just look at the sidewall and see if it has a directional rotation arrow and or a word that says outside or inside on it.
Yeah.
And if you follow those 2 things, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Like, don't try and look at tread because this guy's trying to figure out, if these tires are directional.
Yeah, well, they're
read the sidewall.
they're definitely inside outside because the tread pattern is different on one side of the tire than the other.
Correct. It's not symmetrical. But I've seen some pretty crazy tires, though.
That's true.
You never know nowadays.
You never know.
But the educational fact on this one is read your sidewall if you're not sure. It should have all the information you need, and check the sidewalls on both sides.
Both sides.
Moving on.
Okay.
Well, this guy posted this, and then it took me a minute to find it, but he posted about this paint chip. And he said he bought the car brand new. He was like, bought the car in like February, March, like brand new. And the dealer sold it to me like this and gave me a touch-up like marker.
Just Ford things.
I was like, damn. And at first my reaction was like, take that shit back. But then I was reading the comments and I saw someone that was like, dude, you're probably fucked. And then because of how long ago it was. And I was like, yeah, you probably are.
Why would he wait so long to post about it? Also, why would you ever buy a car, especially if it's brand new from a dealership?
So he bought it at night. He looked at it at nighttime. Bought it at night from a dealer.
Never buy a car at nighttime, also.
Yeah, unless you're me buying the 4Runner that you already know the paint's shit. You don't care what it looks like.
Yeah, if it's $1,000 car, it's one thing. If it's a $30,000 or $40,000 brand new car, it's a little different.
Yeah, even from the dealer, you'd like to be able to trust him, but even the dealer could have something like this. But either way, so now that you can see it when you zoom out, that's probably like an inch and a half long.
That's a big scratch.
So, moral of the story on this one is, if you buy a car and it's messed up like that, you take it back immediately.
Yeah.
It's also like all the paint.
Yeah, it's completely gone. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But I don't know why this guy waited so long to post on Reddit about it.
Yeah. Also, side note, just looking at that bumper, how hard that thing would be to wrap.
Yeah, it's a lot of angles.
English.
That's what I should have told this guy. I was like, just wrap your car.
Just wrap your car. Can't be that hard. Do it yourself.
All right, so this one I thought was pretty funny. There's a couple things I think are funny about this.
What part is this? Doing the heater matrix on a Ford Focus?
Let me zoom in on that part for you. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Wow, your TV is fantastic for this.
Yeah, this is awesome. Other side of it. Okay.
There's actually maybe 1, 2, 3 things I think are like kind of funny about this, or like maybe don't line up. Can you guess what they are? Let's say 3 things.
3 things. I genuinely could not tell you right now. What?
One. I guess I'll start with the little one. First one is his gloves are super, super loose, way too big for his hands.
Okay.
And like working with gloves is already a little bit harder than using just your bare hands. But using loose gloves, you can't grip anything like that. Especially small fasteners.
It's like wearing a Magnum condom. At least
for you,
me.
yeah. And it's like a newer car, so there's a bunch of little tiny screws. He has the whole interior part. Mm-hmm. And then the second one is the fact that he has the entire interior stripped apart. He's asking Reddit where a part goes.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, wait, are you not like at a dealership? Like, who does this at home? And then third of all, what the fuck is a heater matrix?
Yeah, that was my main question.
Is Neo posting this? I didn't see what his name was.
Oh man, I hope this makes it into the new movie.
Dude, this is leaked footage. What the hell is a heater matrix?
I don't know, dude.
It's like, I mean, so you got work gloves on, the whole interior is torn apart, and you're wearing like what looks like work pants, but you're on Reddit asking for help?
Okay.
But that's just so much of the car torn apart, and then you're like, hey Reddit, what's this little tiny piece of plastic go to?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
Brother, you're
screwed. Like, is this guy the top tech at his dealer or something?
If it's an older car? Like how the back is that tiny little slot to slide onto something? And
yeah,
then
or thread or something.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe threads in there. Mm-hmm. It does kind of look like that. That was my first guess. I was thinking knob too. The only thing is it's so tiny.
Yeah.
And based on the wiring, this looks like a newer car.
Yeah, it does.
Wiring and the type of metal. Mm-hmm. So I would guess a little rolly gear for something, or it's for the glove box,
or it's straight up just something that fell into the car and he found while he was taking it apart.
Those
are the
true.
best.
It could just be under the seat.
Best, dude.
Oh, someone's fucking with him. Dude, just an obscure part like that, just
throw something in there.
Oh, that's fun.
Man.
Alrighty, let's move
on.
on.
Catch up on that beer there, buddy.
Oh shit.
Oh.
All right, beer time.
Beer time. All right, we got something Circled.
Man, I'm so bad with beer knowledge. This is a blonde.
No.
Ale.
No.
It's a Hefeweizen for sure.
Yep. No.
Dang it! I thought I was getting somewhere. I know the taste, but I can't place it.
It's because you'd never drink it on your own. Like, it's not something you'd get or find usually.
Is this like a Mexican beer?
Mm-mm. It's German.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is it does it come in a can with one of those little aerating ball things in it?
No. No, it's not a Guinness.
Oh, yeah, that's expensive anyways. Guinness is really dark, actually, right?
Yeah, they're stouts, I think.
Dude, I have no idea. Can you give me a hint?
The brand is Hoegaarden. A garden of hose. It's like the only popular beer. Whoa. It's a wheat beer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I know what this is reminding me of, and we said Hoegaarden was the brand?
Mm-hmm. Or the beer, I don't know.
I know why it's familiar to me. It's something I drank a lot of in high school, too, was...
High school?
After high school. What did they have? It was one of them was a wheat beer, but they had a whole bunch of different flavors. A lot of them were fruit flavors though. What was the beer?
Hoegaarden. It's a wheat beer.
Hoegaarden wheat beer.
Yeah. Hey,
did I tell you about the beer?
You want to hear a cool story?
You hear a cool story? We're on to beer number 2 of the show. Slightly darker, just as tasty.
You don't know that yet?
That's true.
Cheers.
All I got was foam. I don't recommend drinking beer that way.
God.
Oh, judging by only the taste, I can tell this one's a lot darker than the first one.
You love this guy, huh?
Bought this from Safeway somewhere time in December.
Yeah. Between the hours of 5:30 and 5:45.
It was brewed October 17.
You don't know. This man went through my fridge. What do we got? You're going to have to zoom in on this one for me. We got the rear suspension is something
yeah, that's a closer
duty
photo. So that's the outside photo.
Okay.
And that's one thing that surprised me. This is clearly like a truck frame, right?
Right, 6 lug. That was the first thing I saw. Is that a ride height sensor?
Yeah, dude. So the post,
It's ancient.
Did I screenshot the text? I didn't. So the guy posted this. He said, "What is this part? I need to order it because it's broken." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Dude, what? You got a ride height sensor on like a 30-year-old pickup truck?"
Yeah. Well, is that the front suspension then? Because it's not set up like...
No, I don't see any steering components. Look at that.
You could... What if it's on the other side, though? Oh, I guess you're
right. Look at the yellow...
the bump stop.
Yeah, that looks like rear suspension.
And where it attaches to that knuckle right there,
and I think
should be a ball joint.
I think that's the gas tank.
Oh, facts. Big facts. Damn, what?
So I'm like, what? Unless it has air suspension, I guess that would make sense. Like some heavy-duty trucks, right, have airbags? But
yeah.
But I mean, is that a factory thing?
But it's six-lug, dude. Nothing six-lug would have air suspension.
Right, because that'd be a smaller truck.
Something huge, yeah. 8-lug or higher.
So I was pretty surprised to see this, honestly, because I haven't really seen ride height centers on anything other than Mercedes.
Yeah. I mean, you think it's like only for stuff with air suspension, basically, but that's like for luxury air suspension, not like a truck.
And even then, I don't know if trucks with air suspension even need them, because it's like 2 presets, right? It's like deflated or inflated for the bag.
Yeah, I don't know anything about truck air suspension.
I don't either, so I don't know if they, but...
Damn, that's crazy.
One, I thought it was just, kind of a crazy thing. I was like, oh, that's...
What is that off of, man? I wish you would have saved the post.
Yeah, I'll have to go on Reddit. Maybe I probably saved the post on Reddit. I'll have to see if the guy said what kind of vehicle it was. But yeah, that's crazy. Also, that rotor is pretty small and not wearing very well.
Kind of fucked. I also like that he has
a jack stand for his
caliper.
And it's not even a big caliper. Yeah. There's like a freaking trailing arm and
there's a dozen places you could have just set it.
A torsion bar.
I want to know what those vice grips are doing too.
Dude, that was my first thought when I saw this. I was like, what are these vice grips holding?
The brake line?
I don't want to know.
They're holding the brake line.
Dude, that was the first thing that scared me.
He's like, if I take my caliper off the rotor, is all the brake fluid going to come out?
Dude, maybe. Is that what he's thinking? They'll creep out or something?
I don't know.
I honestly almost commented on this and said, like, first of all, what are those vice grips? That really was one of my first thoughts. That's funny.
Also, you probably should have taken your bright yellow butt plug out of the picture.
Dude.
Sorry, can we leave that in the video?
Yeah. That looks like those dog toys.
It does.
That everyone
There's
has.
some peanut butter in that thing.
Yeah, dude. That's why your right eye sensor broke. I can speak. You put too much peanut butter in your yellow guy, and then the suspension was too stiff. Saw someone commented and was like, first of all, it probably broke because it's a little stiff and can't twist or something. Like PB blasted that, and then JB welded back together. And I was like, yes, that is the answer.
That is definitely the answer.
But interesting, right?
Yeah, it is crazy. Oh.
So this one's not so much about the car, but about a comment that I saw at the very top. I think it was the first guy to comment on it. So post says, learning on how to fix stuff on my own. Getting a misfire code for cylinders 3 and 5. Anything wrong with these spark plugs?
Okay.
So that was spark plug 1. Yeah, I only saved this first picture to get the text. The next picture was the other side of the same spark plug. That's all he posted.
Okay.
But learning how to fix stuff on my own. Like, clearly, this is like his first thing he's ever worked on or something, right? Mm-hmm. And he just only gave us a picture of the spark plug. Has a misfire.
And the spark plug is a great start for a misfire.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing.
Well, and he clearly scanned it because he said misfire on cylinders 3 and 5. So he got that far. That's good. Mm-hmm. It's individual cylinders, so yeah, go after plugs or a coil, right?
Yeah.
First, this guy that commented first said, they look fine, not foul, blah, blah. Misfires can also be fuel related too. Look at live data on a scan tool. And the thing I have, the problem I have with this is exactly what this bottom comment you can see here is.
Just bust out their scanner and read the live data? Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, exactly what that guy said. What the hell? First of all, he's already on the right track. Second of all, you just told some guy that said this is his first car thing he's ever worked on to look at live data?
Yeah, on a scan tool.
That's not even the next step in a misfire, let alone someone who's a beginner and probably doesn't have a good scan tool.
Yeah. Which, granted, anybody can buy $10 or $20 Bluetooth scan tool that plugs in and you can read it off your phone.
Yeah.
That's an easy step if you're trying to learn how to work on cars.
Or go to AutoZone and get the code for free.
A scan tool that can read live data is thousands of dollars. That's
a
little different.
Yeah, I think mine was entry level for live data and doesn't necessarily even have all live data and it's still $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's dude, I had to comment on this one because I felt so bad that these guys commented back and forth a little bit more and this dude was like, what, no, this is a beginner and no.
Yeah.
But I had to comment because I'm like, dude, that's not even the next step. Like, swap plugs, swap coils. You have individual cylinder misfires, so like it's probably just a plug or a coil.
Yeah, dude, look at this second guy, dude. Look at live data and see like fuel trim and MAF and O2 data. Plugs look fine. Maybe a coil is bad if it has coil swap. A coil with number 1. Okay, that is part of the step. Yeah.
Yeah, but he
like
still said look at
this
live
guy to
data
look at mass
again.
airflow sensors and O2 data. He's not going to know what he's looking at. Like
No. And also, that's not the most common thing. And a mass airflow and O2 data is not going to give you an individual cylinder misfire.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like clearly this guy knows like a little bit about something.
Yeah.
But this again is the problem with Reddit and forums and Googling things is you get a whole bunch of really bad information.
Yeah.
And this guy is leading them down like the wrong path. Maybe he's just trying to sound smart. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, no. You need to swap plugs, swap coils.
Yeah.
And then if you don't find anything, then you can start doing some more detailed stuff.
Which even then
your
next
is
step would be
still
like
not
a
live
compression
data.
test would be something to do. Like
Compression test, you pulled the plugs out, do they smell like fuel? Okay, well then like you most likely don't have a fuel injector problem.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Anyways, lots of steps before looking at fuel trim live data.
Yeah.
Especially for a beginner. So I thought that was like, dude.
Oh!
Let me read this one. Yeah. Thermostat on my 10-year-old compact tractor. Is my radiator trashed or can a flush save it?
What is that, clay?
Well, your problem here is instead of doing a 50-50 antifreeze water mix, you did a 50-50 dirt and mud.
Dirt and mud. Oh my god.
They said water and sand is better for the warmer climates.
Did he say, what is the comment? Like, what is his actual question? Can he save just the thermostat?
He said thermostat
radiator trash.
Is my radiator trash or can a flush save it? I mean, it looks like you already flushed it. Sweet potatoes.
It does look like sweet potatoes, dude.
I will admit, I accidentally dropped this in my pumpkin pie before I took a photo.
I will say, when I thought I was pouring in the coolant, it was actually some of Nan's tater juice. Oh my god, dude.
It was around Thanksgiving time. Nan's tater juice was lying around. I must have grabbed the wrong bottle.
I had me a couple Coors.
Oh, look
Jesus
how thick
Christ,
that is.
Dude. It's flaky.
I mean, it looks tasty, but that's not right. Is the radiator trash or can I... Dude, if it's that big of chunks...
Dude, I want to see what his coolant pump looks like.
Is my radiator trash... Your radiator's not a radiator anymore. It's just it's a closed door.
Closed door. Shit.
But, like, seriously, how did this happen? What is that?
Dude, he must straight up just have, like, an open bottle, like, for the overflow reservoir, and it's just collecting dirt.
I put an extra long tube on my overflow reservoir all the way to the ground.
All the way to the
I drove it through a puddle of mud.
Oh, my God.
With the radiator cap off. I don't... Also, to the other thing that got me is 10-year-old compact tractor. Like, sure, a tractor goes through some rough stuff in its life, probably.
Yeah.
But 10 years is not that old, dude. My
No.
20-year-old thermostat and a Honda would look better in this.
I'm gonna say, I've never seen a thermostat look like that. I've also never worked on a tractor.
Yeah, I've never worked on a sweet
I
potato pie before.
I can tell you that regardless of the vehicle, the thermostat should never look like that.
Yeah, I've never changed a radiator on Thanksgiving dinner before. but yeah.
Sheesh.
Tis the season, you know what I mean?
Tis the season.
Tis the season to replace your cooling system, my friend.
You should be thankful for your engine not blowing up.
Yeah, speaking of engines blowing up.
Oh!
Great segue, Jet.
Jesus.
I just saved this one because that plug looks great. Yeah, he said money shift, but wouldn't the money shift blow up your transmission?
I mean,
I guess you could
if it over-revved the engine and
just sent something into a spark plug.
Sent the piston up to heaven.
I just thought it was kind of funny that, like, if he money shifted, this is the thing that he posted a photo of.
Yeah.
Like, you probably have a hole in the side of your block, right?
Yeah, like
or
what?
Your transmission. But you post a picture of the spark plug. But credit where credit's due, that is a fantastic spark plug photo.
That's impressive. I'm amazed you got it out of the block. It must have been really hard to unscrew.
Yeah. Yeah, money shifted and had a misfire on cylinder 3.
Oh my god.
That one's great.
Oh wow.
I thought this was kind of funny.
Is this a Freon leak? Where are we looking?
So it's, I don't know if you can tell on the TV, but it's slightly pinkish red.
Yeah.
And it's below the
Coming from
radiator.
the radiator.
And the radiator is wet.
Wet.
And the radiator is still wet. Is this a Freon leak?
Is this a Freon leak?
So,
It could also be an oxygen leak. You couldn't tell.
for those of you that don't know, when Freon escapes the air conditioning system, it is a gas, not a liquid.
It is a clear
And you won't
gas.
see it. You will smell it a little bit. It is very bad for you and the atmosphere, but it will not look like anything, especially not a liquid. As Jet said, it's clear, and it is gas. This is the color of either coolant or transmission fluid.
I just love too that like this picture is so perfectly like showing like the issue and the culprit. Like he
Yeah.
has a picture of coolant by the radiator and the coolant's coming down the side of the radiator.
Yeah, it's literally leaking down the side. Yeah, you can see the whole
If he's
radiator
like-
is wet.
if it was
down
like-
the seam where they leak.
Yeah, if he's like, hey, this fluid's coming out of this thing at the front of my car, like, what is it? That's fine. But, like, did somebody 10 years ago just say the word Freon to him, and now he's like, oh, something's leaking. Is it the Freon?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The
Even
car
if you know
person that
nothing.
hears a word one time and just like latches on. They're like, yeah, this is probably that one thing that I heard about.
Because, like, Freon's just such a classic, like, Freon hasn't been used in, 20 years?
Yeah, I mean
It's
the
R134 and the
I don't even
1, 2,
think the-
3, 4 shit or whatever.
the word Freon is even used in a shop setting.
Yeah, it's like that's something that your, 60, 70-year-old mechanic uncle told you.
Yeah. Again, like you said, he literally has a perfect picture of it. This is what every mechanic wishes for when a car comes in with like a coolant light on or something.
Yeah,
This is what you want to see.
the easiest thing ever.
And so if you're out there and you're looking at this and you're like, hey, I mean, it's not that obvious to me. If you have a leak like this, you can see that fluid has a color to it.
Yeah.
Look at your radiator fluid in your overflow. Don't open your radiator while it's hot. See what color it is. If it's the same color, it's coolant.
Boom.
If you have a transmission dipstick, pull that out. If it's the same color as this, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Because some cars do have a transmission cooler in the radiator, but I think most of them
through
are
the radiator.
separate.
no, most cars.
Actually,
goes
tiny
through.
cars, it's usually in the radiator, but I think trucks and bigger vehicles, it's usually separate. Trucks and SUVs.
Yeah,
But again,
And
this
most-
one looks like it's dripping down the radiator, so
yeah, and most training fluid is red. So
yeah. Yeah, a decent amount of it. But yeah, I thought that was funny just because it says, is this a Freon leak? Someone definitely commented too and was like, Freon is a gas. This is a liquid. Looks like coolant.
he should have just left it with no answer.
Yeah.
Freon is a gas. This is a liquid.
Let's leave it with that. All right, so this is...
Oh man, I'm totally texting. I thought we were just done filming.
That's-
All right. Yep.
That one is... That was 12 ounces of beer.
This guy gets it.
That's what happens when you're a professional.
Beer or
Peep the sweatshirt. Commercial time. That one's,
check out our merch.
that one's a lager for sure.
It is a lager.
Yeah, see?
Okay, he knows
It's a
stuff.
dark lager though. Because
Is it dark or is
like
it?
805 is a lager, right?
It's a blonde.
Right, exactly. So, it's a nail? Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
blonde ale.
we're going to cut that out. So like I was saying before I said wrong things. That one's a log, dude. That's a log jam. That's a
It's a
log,
log
jam.
jam. You're gonna just call it at log jam?
Yeah, log jam's my final guess.
All right, cool.
That's a big-headed log jam.
That sounds kind of hot.
That should be the name of a beer.
Yeah. Yeah, dark lager. You're close. It's
Give me a color of the can, bottle, or the first letter of the name.
I don't remember the name. The bottle is reddish orange. All right, what's a hit song by 311?
311?
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't know any songs?
No.
There's only one
303
song
is
to
what
know.
just consumed my mind when you
My
said numbers.
God. Don't trust a hoe, Zach. Come on.
If your boyfriend's got beef, tell him I'm a vegetarian.
I ain't fucking scared of him.
Oh no, that's all that's in my mind now. So I'm tell me what it is.
You're it's an amber lager. I was thinking of Amber by 311.
Oh. Wow, amber is the color of your energy. Spot on, dude. Yeah, I'm vibing now.
Bruh.
Amber lager. I definitely wouldn't have guessed that. That's definitely,
Yeah, I saw it and it
for
was
sure.
interesting, so I grabbed it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I feel like normally a beer that dark in color I wouldn't go for or like, but that was pretty good.
I don't like dark beer, and that's why I've had a couple ambers. I forget where, but I was like, oh, like this is like just on that cusp where it's still good, where like stouts and porters and stuff. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, I can't. I haven't had a lot of stouts, but like the 4 or 5 I've had is a no go.
It's not it. Lately, friend. Nice.
All right. On to the one that I took screenshots of a video, and it's super hard to see.
This is terrible. What was that first one?
I'm sorry. This really didn't turn out well, but I can describe it to you.
Let me close my eyes. Fall asleep. Hey, cheers. Oh. Let's start the first. God damn it. Let's start the first men band. Cheers.
Do you want to try again?
Yeah. God damn. All right, beer 3.
It's got It's got
This should be easy for you. Come on.
All right, give me the background on this one and the location in the world.
Went to high school
with this beer.
He's like, give me the background. What do you want?
On the beer, not on you. Jet, 6'1", 420 pounds.
Went to high school. Didn't attend it. I just went there.
To high school once recently. All right, this one is definitely.
If you say it's a beer, I swear to God.
You finally got an IPA on the chart.
Okay, there you go. You're halfway there.
That took me. I was like enjoying it. I wasn't actually paying attention the first few sips. Yeah, that's an IPA for
Damn
sure.
millennials, all they know is IPAs. That'll be the hardest round of this game that we do when we have no IPAs.
Yeah,
They'll both just be like, I don't know, what is this?
Like when we have like a pale ale or something.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I still don't know. Is it a pale ale?
Yes.
Okay.
The can is green.
Is this a fucking Sierra Nevada?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
I gave you an easy one.
All right. Let's start the video over. That's so embarrassing. Take the most basic beer. Embarrassing.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Oh no.
Let's go back to the cars. I can understand that.
All right, so I took 2 screenshots of this video, and
They're both horrible.
They're both horrible.
Can I guess what you're trying to accomplish just by?
Yeah, you
Fuel
can read
in
it.
engine. Ant idea what could be happening. Trying to learn about cars and work on them myself.
So
Fuel and engine, that's how they run. So I don't see a problem here.
that's part of why I picked this one, because first sentence, fuel and engine. Good. Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
I like that, Jose. Hitux.
Fuel is supposed to be an engine, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
But what he actually meant is fuel on engine, and it's really hard to see. I didn't get a good screenshot.
That looks like a fuel line that we're looking at, right?
That is a fuel line right there. So
Okay.
just below that line, on either side, is a giant puddle of gasoline. I honestly don't think I even got a screenshot of it.
It looks like nothing.
And during the video, it's clearly a Subaru Boxer engine,
Okay.
similar to my Impreza. And it has a huge puddle of gasoline like on either side, like thick.
Nice.
But he has fuel in the engine, which is good. But he actually has fuel on the engine, which is bad.
What if he has both?
And idea what could be happening. Trying to learn about cars and work on them myself. Well, you picked quite the problem to tackle yourself. I'm wondering if he already did repairs himself, and this is why he has an issue.
I don't know what happened. I replaced all the fuel lines, and suddenly there's fuel all over my engine.
I took the whole thing apart, put it back together, and I don't know, it doesn't work now.
Help.
But yeah, I think I commented on this one. I was like, first step, don't drive this car. It is a fire hazard. But one of my buddies actually did valve cover gaskets on his Debris X a while back, like way before we took auto classes, a long time ago in high school. And he had a fuel leak afterwards. So I think these fuel lines are kind of sensitive to like, you gotta make sure you tighten them down and stuff like that.
I think every part of a car is kind of sensitive to being tightened down.
Yeah, especially metal fuel lines. Actually, let's not go into my issue I had with metal fuel lines. Hashtag side of the freeway. But yeah, so I had a little bit of a flashback. So I tried to give him some advice, and I was like, also, don't drive this car until you fix it. But the puddle was also below the fuel line that you already spotted. So that could be your issue, bud. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And the fact that he started with fuel and engine. Good. Okay. Couple more here and we're done. This might be we're going to go through them real quick, Jet.
Okay. Yeah?
Does anyone know what this covers?
Is that the shield for the cat?
Oh, we all know what that covers. I'm like, did you buy a car and this was sitting inside of it?
Is the car really loud?
Yeah. Is your car really loud?
Does your car sound like a f***ing race car?
It's definitely a cat shield and something I'm worried about with owning a 4Runner now.
I got a Sawzall. I could solve that problem for you.
Son of a bitch. That cat's been replaced too. So I want to make sure it stays on
What
my
you mean
car.
is that cat's been stolen?
Yeah, I think it's been stolen once and gone out once because it's been replaced twice.
Oil leak. What is this pipe? That is your subframe.
That was my first thought too.
Is it not?
Glad we agree. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, well, yeah, you can see a control arm going out because you can see the exhaust going back.
Yep. And
there's a shield over the transmission or the...
And you can see the exhaust is left of it where it goes over the whole subframe.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's part of his subframe or just the frame of the vehicle. Okay.
Let's review this real quick. They said oil leak, question mark. What is this pipe? Question mark. That would be a subframe with water dripping off of it.
Yes.
If I had to guess.
Well, it's dirty. It could be coolant or something.
The only thing is this little bracket made me think like, oh, is this like a header? Like my Integra headers have a bracket just like that to bolt up.
Wow.
But like we were just saying,
that it's going into the frame where you can see
right into the frame.
You can literally see a suspension component bolted to it. Also, another fun fact, if you can see liquid at the very bottom of the car, it's probably coming from somewhere higher up. It's just fun fact.
That's a good thing to throw out there.
Find the highest point you can where that's coming from.
That is step one in diagnosing leaks, is the highest point that's wet.
Yes. Because gravity.
I mean, this person made it under their car. Maybe they jacked it up. Maybe it's this high, but that looks like a subframe, so it's likely a car they had to jack up to be able to fit themselves under there.
Yeah.
And they said oil leak, question mark. If you look at that, it's not oil.
No.
If you touch it, it's not oil. And
if you drink it,
if you lick it, it's not oil. But don't lick it. I truly always wonder what it's like for a non-car person to look at car things. But like, can't you tell that just goes to like another piece of metal that connects to the body?
Yeah, that it's. But I mean, if you don't know anything, then how would you know?
I guess, yeah. Maybe this person grows plants for a living. That's not an insult on plant people, but
it seems like
I'll have to take that out now. Wow, that's really hard to read.
That is really hard to read. Oh, okay. I thought it said,
read that whole thing
went into the front end.
I thought that's what I said too.
Well, a hitch went into the front end of my car. This is how it's going. We've got all three rads out, replacing the thermometer.
Yes.
Couple other little things, and are getting parts today to hopefully have it finished by tomorrow. I was fully ready to say thermostat, and then it said thermometer.
That's part of what I love about this one. This is our last one, by the way.
This is a banger.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
First part being the fact they said thermometer makes me extremely happy because I've actually never replaced a thermometer on a car. Have you?
No. I've yet to even find it.
Well, I mean, technically, every time we do an airbag recall, you mess with the internal temp sensor. That is a thermometer, technically?
It's a temperature sensor. I think that's the definition of a thermometer.
But, yeah, there's a thermometer. Anyways.
Let me just throw out really quick.
This car doesn't have a thermometer on it, though. Not on the outside.
No. My favorite thing right off the bat is the hammer on the floor. I'd love to know what he was hammering out.
I love that it's sitting next to a fully 90-degree bent transmission cooler.
Yeah, that's what I was saying is I look at the radiator and the cooler and how bent they are, and I think, were they bent like that from the hitch or from the hammer that he used to get them out?
This one looks fucked up. I mean, it's still attached too. Like, yeah, hopefully it's all from the accident. But again, this guy got in an accident. You know, he replaced his thermometer and a couple other little things.
No, he took his thermometer out. We don't know if he replaced it yet. He's probably having a hell of a time on Google right now typing in
thermometer and not finding anything. Are getting parts today, hopefully have it finished by tomorrow. I would just...
Ambitious.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I just want to let this guy know he's not going to have it done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I, as a somewhat professional mechanic, would not have whatever this shit show is done tomorrow.
No. Also, it looks like he's got the car up on ramps, but he's still got a 4x4 on a medieval-looking jack, holding up what? Is he jacking the car up even more by the front clip?
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
Hell yeah, brother.
Maybe he's straightening out that bottom part of the front clip with a 4x4 and the weight of the vehicle.
God. He's doing at-home body work. Also,
we've all been there.
If we want to go back, because there's not a lot I can say about this besides I feel like he's f***ed.
Oh, yeah.
That white-looking tube that just spans the front of that empty chasm where all his coolers used to be.
I didn't even see that.
That is what a power steering cooler looks like on most cars. They literally just take the power steering line and run it super long in front of where the car gets airflow through the radiator or like through the grill. That's why we were saying earlier that that's probably was not a power steering cooler, because that actually was a finned radiator, and that's pretty extra for power steering.
True.
Most cars get away with just having the line run super long to the front of the car so it gets a little bit of airflow.
True. I was going to say the only thing I would add to that or asterisk next to it is that I don't think either of us have worked on big trucks very much, right?
That's true. And also Mercedes,
So I really don't know.
that we do know, they go right in between that, where they'll have something like that, but with fins coming off of that line as it goes around.
Smallest cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to...
I'm sorry, I didn't see the bottom. Scroll down to the bottom. We've had to bend a lot of metal back into place, though.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, nothing is going to fit back in that car the way it should.
Also, you can tell by this tool set, this guy doesn't actually have, like, real tools.
Yeah.
That's like the Craftsman drawer that pulls out of the normal set.
Yeah, that's like you go to AutoZone and they have that on sale for like $35. The do-it-yourself, everything you need, mechanic kit.
I mean, I guess the main thing with this is that you're not going to be done tomorrow, is what I feel like. If we're talking about driving vehicle, hell no. Hell no. I love the ambition, though.
I do.
I mean, I truly appreciate the confidence. I think that's our last one.
It is, yeah.
I truly appreciate the confidence of all these Reddit individuals.
They're
taking on big jobs.
Yeah, honestly, go them. I mean,
most people would... Back to before the battery died, we were talking about...
the ambition of these Redditors.
The ambition of these Redditors. It's impressive, and I wish... Admire? No. Regret? No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fear.
Fear
is what's coming to my mind.
I envy their naiveness about cars.
Yeah, you could say bravery, but it's more just
lack of
ignorance.
Ignorance. That's
ignorance, not bravery.
I envy their ignorance.
Yeah.
1000% I envy their ignorance, because they're like doing these things like, and not to say I know everything, but like just know enough and have heard enough that I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Like the simplest things going wrong, like, oh, that could mean this could break, it could break this, it could break that, I could break this. If I don't do the job correctly, it could make these 3 things fail. Like,
yeah, seriously. I mean, just
literally everything. These guys are like, oh, my car's totaled,
yeah.
I could probably fix it.
Literally, you pick one thing in this. Despite the whole frame damage thing, that I just want to go into the fact that whatever he bends back into place, when he gets his new parts, none of them are going to fit. All of his bolt holes will be in the wrong place. Even if it's by a millimeter, that can be the most frustrating thing in the world on a car.
Time to make some custom brackets.
Yeah, which I'm sure that these Redditors will try their hand at. They'll go to Home Depot, they'll buy a welding kit, and they'll get to work.
Throw some boogers down.
Some boogery dimes.
Hashtag booger gang. That's me welding.
Yeah, shit. But no, I just like his tranny cooler getting taken off. I think about that. Like, you disconnect your tranny cooler, half a quart of tranny fluid comes out. Maybe you plug the lines, maybe you don't. Maybe you just let it dump onto the floor thinking, fuck it, this is a messy job, I'll go crazy. You put it all back together, don't refill the tranny. It's down 2 quarts of oil. You destroy your transmission in a few thousand miles, if not sooner. Or you think, some fluid came out. You dump some in. You don't know if it's tranny fluid, engine oil. You just dump engine oil or put too much tranny fluid. There's so many things that if you don't know what you're doing, like...
Or the transmission makes it 5,000 miles and they sell the vehicle to someone that doesn't know it was in an accident because they fixed it themselves and never got a salvage title. And then that 2 quarts of less transmission fluid doesn't show up and cause an actual issue until 10,000 miles when the next owner has it.
Yeah, exactly. Or they slap it back together. They get it running, they say, you know what, I'm done with this car. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Sell it. The next person gets
Which is usually what
astronomically
happens.
Yeah.
Because they fix it and they're like, oh man, these 2 or 3 little things actually still don't work that I don't know how to fix.
Yeah.
I'll just sell it and then, the next person gets it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to my previous point, ignorance is bliss, and that is true. I have come to believe that through working on cars. And my auto teacher in high school my auto program in high school was part of the GM training center. So like how Mercedes goes to Long Beach, went to my junior college if they were going to GM school.
Okay.
And they trained with my teacher. So he knows like literally everything about General Motors vehicles. Because he's a badass and he actually trains on them. Yeah. He's a badass. So he bought a Ford pickup like a few years ago. And like everyone in our Facebook group chat, from auto class, like, what the heck? Why'd you buy a Ford? And he was like, ignorance is bliss.
I know nothing about it.
I understand that now.
Yeah.
He's also the guy that said that he would tell people he's a janitor because he doesn't want to have people be like, oh, you're a mechanic? Oh, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
And I'm slowly understanding all those things.
Yeah, I could see that. I understand.
He knows all the issues with Chevy. He doesn't want to own one.
Yeah. No, I feel that, man.
You'd rather buy a brand new Ford pickup and then light came on, take it to the dealer.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Dude, I get it.
Hey, babe.
Come sit on Santa's lap.
Check this boy out.
Hi, everybody.
All right, boys and girls.
Everybody, this has been Cold Ones, episode 2. Come back next time for more.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Peace!
Like, subscribe, touch Jet's nipple. Hey, babe.
Oh, hi.
Peep your face in real quick.
Yeah, dude. Come sit on Santa's lap.
So what am I saying here?
Nipples.
Get this thing off me. Oh my god.
And it's dead. Yep.
Excuse me.